Alright everyone, you know what time it is. It's time for Mario Kart 9. Hello everybody, what is going on? It's your boy Tommy Quinton, and welcome back to another video. This time we are going to be reviewing. This is going to be part 3 of predicting Mario Kart 9. So, yeah, let's get right on to it. Today we are going to be predicting the Nitro tracks. So let's get to it. Starting off with the Mushroom Cup, we got 4 tracks, obviously. Starting off, we have Figure 9 Circuit. That's right, guys, the sequel to Figure 8 Circuit, except this one doesn't suck. So, you start out by going upwards to a glider ramp. That's right, there's your first 9. Then you go on a bit of a jump, and then go on anti-gravity for no reason. Why? I don't know. This is the first track I designed, but I never really knew why. So then, after going in anti-gravity, you jump onto your second 9, and then you glide all the way from that 9 back to the first 9. That's a lot of 9s. Next up, we gotta finish off the trilogy with Moo Moo Ranch. We got Moo Moo Farm, Moo Moo Meadows, now we got Moo Moo Ranch. So this is one of the more basic tracks. You start by going upwards and then taking a right turn, where you go just driving on some taking some turns and that whatnot. Then you go on a bridge. Then you go down that bridge. Then you go on some hills, and you have to go under the bridge. Or if you're really cool, you can go above the bridge by taking the glider ramp back to the starting line. Next up, we got Blooper Bay. I decided to get rid of to take the underwater tracks out early by putting them in the Mushroom Cup. Blooper Bay is one of those tracks. You start off by going right, taking a right turn, taking a left turn. Then you get to go around this house, into the pier, and then you go underwater. This one's one of the more basic tracks. I don't know why. I don't really have an idea, but yeah. Next up, we got Daisy Seaside. It's basically the sequel to Peach Beach, except it's way better. You start by going downwards at this time. Then you take a right turn, and then you just drive on the bit of a sidewalk or boardwalk, whatever I choose it to be. Then you go onto the actual beach, where you take some turns and whatnot. Then you gotta go back to a bit of the harbor, or you can go on the pier and glide, and then you go back to the beginning. I don't think I could have said that any better. So there we go, our first 4 tracks of the Mushroom Cup. Now, these tracks could be pretty cool if they actually made it in. The Nitro tracks are like tracks I don't think are gonna make it in, but I mean, if Nintendo decides to call me to work to to help them on the Mario Kart 9, then yeah. Now we have the Flower Cup. Starting off, we have Mario Circuit. Now, you'll be taking the starting line, and you'll be going left to a couple of some sharp turns, and then you get to go on a bridge for a bit. Then you go on a sand path. You're basically behind Peach. You're driving around Peach's Castle. Then you go inside of a pipe, and you come out of that pipe on a dirt path. But then you get to go inside of Peach's Castle, where you can glide out the back into the small track. After going straight for a while, you jump on a mushroom onto this rail platform, which is actually anti-gravity. After doing a bit of a loop-de-loop and doing a bit of some sharp turns, you then go back to the beginning, where again you can either take a glider or you can be normal and do it. For the desert track, I decided to base it off of Super Mario 64's Shifting Sandland, calling it Sand Shift Pyramid. You start by going right, and you then take some turns, and then you go into the pyramid itself. After going into the pyramid and going in anti-gravity for a bit, you glide out of the pyramid and go into this small little base, a base of stone, where you can do some tricks and do some speed boosts. and then you go back to the beginning. It's one of the more shorter tracks, but honestly, I don't think people care for desert tracks at all, so I decided not to put as much effort into it. So yeah. Skate Park Shuffle is the other track. Now, a couple of years ago, I saw a video predicting Mario Kart 9, and apparently there was a track in the Flower Cup that was based off of a skateboard park. So I'm going to be doing a bit of the old plagiarism and doing the same. So you start by going around a little small circle, and then you go into some more of the jumps, and then you go into the big, honestly, I don't know much about skate parks. So I just googled what the skate parks have. So I decided to just, you know that little circle thing? That's like the big dome thing that you can go under. You can go on anti-gravity on that. I don't know why. I guess you just can. Then you're gonna go on a half pipe, just like that, and well, yeah. Now, I know the last two tracks haven't really been the best that I've made. They're probably the worst ones that I've made. But Mushroom Park is a pretty good track. You start by going left onto the bridge, then you get to go on. Then you take a right turn, and then you go into the small park. If you have a star or have triple mushrooms or a bullet bill, you can go. You can continue going straight to taking the straight path. But other than that, this part you just take some turns and whatnot. Then you're gonna glide onto a roller coaster. Now, this section of the roller coaster has like a roof on it so that you can drive on, which would also be anti-gravity. So, unfortunately, that's only going to be for a little bit. It's going to be for a little bit of the part, but well, yeah. Then you go back to the beginning. So for these 4 tracks, honestly, I think Mario. Considering I had to give Mario Circuit a redesign since the last one wasn't as good, and I really just straight up didn't choose to redesign Skate Park Shuffle or the desert track. I think Mushroom Park would probably be the highlight of this, but I guess only time will tell. On to the Star Cup. Now, with the Star Cup, we need an ice track, and what better than Frost Lake? Now, this track is based off of Vanilla Lake, or Snowland, whichever one you start by driving on a bit of a lake, and if you somehow manage to not fall, then you're gonna go, then it's faster. But if you do fall, don't worry, because there's an underwater section. So yeah, this is like the only other track to have underwater, so yeah. So then you go underwater a bit, kind of like in Sherbet Land. So, yeah, you go out, you go back to the track, then you go into another lake. But this time, the lake is more melted. Oh, yeah. So you have to jump on the other types of ice. But if you miss, again, you could just go on the road. But there is a gliding ice that has a gliding section where you can take a shortcut. And, well, yeah. Frost Lake, honestly, also got a redesign. Or, well, it didn't technically get a redesign, I just added the underwater parts. So, well, yeah. Next up, we got the Waluigi Coaster. Now, I know we haven't gotten the Waluigi track since Mario Kart DS, but I mean, this one is pretty good. You start off by taking a couple of sharp turns, then you start going up like a roller coaster, hence the top part, and then you take some anti-gravity and go straight down. You take a turn, you take a circle loop, then you go more anti-gravity and go sideways. Then you take a loop-de-loop, and then you go on some straight path. Now, after relaxing for a bit, you go down another loop-de-loop, followed by a corkscrew, and then and an S turn, and then you're back to the beginning. Now, if you want, you could have a roller coaster like racing alongside the racers that you can use for anti-gravity if you want, but like in Water Park or Warriors Gold Mine. But I didn't do it because I don't know. That's probably what I would do. Next up, we got DK Hike. This is basically Rock Mountain, but like not. So you start by going upwards to a little bit of a path, then you take a bit of a jump, and you go into a small forest. after the forest, you get to go you have to go right, or if you have a mushroom, you can just take the small mud path. Then you go into a cave, but that cave is really steep, so you have to go in anti-gravity. Then you get shot out, or well, you don't really get shot out, but you glide for the rest of the valley or something. After that, well, you pretty much take a couple of turns and you're back to the starting line. Next up, I have a track called Campus Escapade. Now, if you guys may or may not know, I'm guessing you don't know, because you guys don't know much about me, but I have recently started high school. So, for high school, I basically take this route every day to get through my class. So, yeah. So I decided, hey, I'm gonna make it into a Mario Kart track. Start by taking a right turn, and then you go again right, and then you go take a couple of sharp turns to get to here. Now, this obviously isn't what my school looks like. Yeah, there is construction going on, hence the dirt path, but like still. So then, after going this way, you get to go into the construction zone. Wow! You go into some anti-gravity because I think we really need it. Then you get to go into one of the buildings. Either you can take the top route, which has speed boost, or you can take the faster route, which is the first floor. Then you get shot out of a cannon, back to where you were before. Then you get to go on the track, which is a couple of speed boosts, because honestly, if you're just going on the straightaway, it wouldn't be very fun. Go on a gliding section and some stairs, then another straightaway, and then another big straightaway. So this time you can glide over it. And there's still some big ramp, there's some stairs that you gotta take, and then you gotta take this like U-turn, then take another sharp turn, and then you're back to the beginning. Now this one, if you want, it could be 2 laps, but I'd rather have it 3 laps just because we're men. When we play this, you're not gonna be you're not gonna go 1 lap. That's cool. Anyways, guys, there we have the Star Cup. It's not as good. It's not the best Star Cup, but I mean, it's the best I could do. Now, we finally move on. We have the Special Cup. Now, before we begin, yeah, the Special Cup has been changed to the Crown from New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Sorry. If you guys like this change, I don't know. I just didn't want to use a lot of yellow. So I just had to use pink. Now starting off, we have Skyship Cannon. We started off by going on an airship, conveniently enough. Then, after taking some turns, you get to go inside of the airship. Hence the highlighted, or the dark brownish parts. So after leaving the airship, you get shot out of the cannon to the other airship. Which you go on the straightaway, you go into anti-gravity inside of the airship, or the skyship. Then you go back outside, go on some stairs, and then jump onto a cloud. Yeah, onto a small cloud that's in between the ships or something. Then you glide over the first ship, back onto the first ship, and yeah. Honestly, in my mind, it was gonna be more about the airship than you were gonna be in the airship more, but I don't really know how to do it. So yeah, that's it. Next up, now you notice how I haven't mentioned any track that has any cars yet. Now, Mushroom Park could potentially have cars, but I chose not to. But this is because of Interstate 64. This is basically Toad's Turnpike, Mushroom City, Moonview Highway, the 4th. So, Interstate 64, you start by going down. Now, you see here how there isn't many boost panels or anti-gravity at all. Well, that's because you're on an interstate. Now, starting off, you go down. You can choose. Either you can stay on the interstate, or you can go off into the streets. Both take equally as long, so it doesn't really matter. Then you get to go on a bridge again. But on that bridge, you can actually choose. Do you want to get off again, or do you want to continue to stay on the interstate? Now, this time you're more separated. So you can either, so if like you're playing with two people, and player 1 decides to stay on the interstate, and player 2 decides to go into the streets, you are not going to be seeing each other for another while until you guys go back. Now, the interstate is much shorter, but you have to go for a longer distance. While the streets is probably more harder, but it's also like you have to drive less. So, well, there you go. There's the point of the highway. I personally would choose to go on the interstate, but I mean the streets are way more fun. And honestly, the streets were originally going to be a battle track idea for me, but I just decided not to go with it because it would basically be like the Wuhu town from Mario Kart Tracks. And after that, you guys at the end, you guys finally meet up. The interstate and the streets finally meet up to go to the finish line together. Now, this could be like 2 laps or 3 laps where you go onto the interstate once, and then the 3rd lap you change, like in Mario Kart Tour or in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC, where you then go onto the street. I don't really know. I kind of like the maze aesthetic to Interstate 64, which is why you can just choose whenever you want. So, yeah. Next up, we got Bowser's Castle. Now, I started to notice a pattern with Bowser's Castle. SNES Bowser's Castle? It didn't have a big Bowser statue. 64's Bowser Castle had one. GBA's didn't have one. Double Dash had one. DS didn't have one. Wii had one. 7 didn't have one. 8 had one. So 9 is not going to have a big mechanical Bowser statue. So, for Bowser's Castle, you start off by going inside of the castle, and obviously, then you get to go on the big jump, then you get to jump over some track, and then you get to go outside of the castle into some lava section. You go into an anti-gravity, then you go into a lava pipe. Yeah, a lava pipe, that's right. There'd be lava flowing, and you have to try not to go in the lava because it'll slow you down or something. So then, after getting after the lava pipe, you go into another one, and then you jump out of that lava pipe up to a bit of small island that is surrounded by lava. Then you get into this Bowser's Castle mechanic. You get to glide, but you see those green X's followed with circles. Those are actually Koopa Clown cars that shoot up air. That's right. So you have to use your gliding skills to maneuver your way to go up. Yeah, that's right. You get to do this twice. Then, after going back into the castle, you take a couple of 90-degree turns before then going back to like regular turns. Then you go all the way back to the beginning. Now, this is really a fun track, and it would be a really cool mechanic for Mario Kart 9's Bowser Castle. Now, I think it's about time we talk about the final track, Rainbow Road. Now, Rainbow Road has had a history of tracks. There was SNES Rainbow Road, where it was kind of mid. Then we had N64's Rainbow Road, where it was really good, but really long. Then we had Super Circuit's Rainbow Road, which was like, it was okay, I guess. Then we got the Double Dash. This was where the Mario Kart Rainbow Roads really started getting good. With Double Dash's Rainbow Road, DS's Rainbow Road, Wii's Rainbow Road, and 7's Rainbow Road. That's 4 good Rainbow Roads in a row. Now, with Mario Kart 8, you guys seem to be really upset with Mario Kart 8. I personally wasn't, but then I was told to compare them to how good the old ones were. So yeah, this is why I went through 3 different redesigns to finally hit the perfect Rainbow Road. Rainbow Road. You start off by going on some turns, and then go into anti-gravity, and then take a big leap forward in life. Then you go gliding onto some rings, ignoring the rainbow weird thing that is there. Take some turns, and if any of them wanted a space station, they got a space station. You get to trick off of a spaceship for a bit, before finally going back to the Rainbow Road. Then you take a corkscrew for a bit, and then you go on some more turns and more turns. Then you go through a bit, kind of a corkscrew, but not much of a corkscrew. And then you go on some more turns. You see the star thing. Then you go through some boosts, go through some more boosts, and go in anti-gravity, take a loop-de-loop. Then you go on a bit of a straightaway, but with boost panels. Then you take some more turns, and then go into a rainbow cannon. Then you get to drive around a planet, and then after going on some more turns, you get to drive on a planet. Yeah, instead of driving on the moon, you get to drive on a planet. There's even a little bit of a lab there for experiments. After going on its rough and bumpy surface, you go back onto the Rainbow Road. You take some split paths, go into anti-gravity again, take a corkscrew again, and then you go onto this big jump. Either you can go down the normal route, or you can be really cool and just jump over all of it and go back to the finish line. Now, tracks like these, they would be around a lap long. They would be divided by sections. No. We are not kids. We are men. You are going around this track 3 times. That's right. 3 times. Yeah. 3 times. What else can I say? And, well, yeah. Those are basically all the tracks I have to say. Here we have the review of the tracks, and, well, yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. It might be a while before I get to part 4, because I don't know if part 4 is going to be items, or if it's going to be battle tracks. I still haven't decided yet, and even then, I haven't even started working on the slides, bro. So, yeah, it might be a while. It could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be never. I could just end my channel right here, right now. But I'm sure it'll be in a while. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And, well, yeah, bye, guys.